I can't, how do I let go of all this anger? Like, I want him to hurt, but I know it's also, I'm punishing myself because he doesn't know that I can't stand him and all that I did to get away from him, and how much my life has been affected by it. And I'm beating myself up because I let myself stay and take all of the crap that he gave me. I just can't, I can't figure out how to let it all go.
Mhm. Yeah. Have you ever just like owned the shit out of your anger?
I went to a rage room.
Okay.
Was,
How long was that for?
it was about an hour.
Yeah.
It
So
felt
have you,
really good.
okay. Fantastic. Is that the only time you've ever given yourself permission to feel the anger here?
Yeah.
Tina, that's the only coaching that I will give you. Give yourself permission to be pissed. Your only problem is that you're judging yourself for being angry and then intellectualizing it and seeing that like you're the one who's suffering because he doesn't even know. And you're trying to wrestle with getting out of the anger. And like the more you're wrestling and resisting the anger, the more it persists. And
Yeah.
it takes way longer. I fucking love that you went to a rage room, by the way, but 1 hour out of the however many years this has been is nothing. Let yourself be pissed. Own it. Do you want to share the story? We have time.
Okay. Well,
By the way, don't watch yourself. I want you to fucking let it rip about what this motherfucker did to you. Like everyone, by the way, get cozy because I never fucking let people tell their stories, by the way, because I'm always like, this isn't about the story, but I'm very purposely letting you because you are not owning the fuck out of what bullshit you've experienced. And until you fucking own the fuck out of it and do this over and over again, that's only when you can release it. You're trying to bypass it. So let it fucking rip.
met him at work, started dating, started a relationship. He was very weird about me, like leaving stuff at his house. He didn't like, he was just weird with that. He didn't have any people spend the night or whatever. Was with him for 2 years. He adopted a dog. I used to take care of the dog. I loved that dog. I took care of his house when he went on vacation.
Why was he going on vacation without you?
Exactly. He never took vacations with me. He had to write in all his vacation at the beginning of the year. Never considered me in it. Always took whatever he wanted, and I would just get his crumbs. He treated me like crap. Would just always ignore me whenever he was out with his friends, and I felt like I was having to beg him to pay attention to me. He's always on his phone looking at Instagram and all that.
Yeah. So then I'm just also curious as you're telling the story, why did you like him so much?
I thought that he was so outgoing and adventurous. He introduced me to a lot of stuff outdoors that I never knew I liked. I thought, I didn't necessarily look up to him, but I admired that he quit his career of like 40 years to do what he does now. And that was just a big risk. And I thought that
You
was
were attracted to that. Okay.
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
He decided to curse at me, and whenever I was telling him that his dog was running around anxious, told her to stop yelling at her. I told him don't yell at her. He swore at me, and then he broke up with me, and it was on my birthday. Then I found out a month later he was dating somebody that was 21 years younger than him. Then after
how long were you with him? 2 years or something?
2 years.
Yeah.
And then I found out that, I don't know if I was talking to you, I think this was after our call, found out he moved her into his house. And
he moved what? Sorry.
He moved her into his house.
Okay.
And he's now engaged to her. And I hit rock bottom and I spiraled out so bad that I moved across the country just to get away from him. I quit the job that I loved.
Yeah. So tell me why you're so angry. It seems like a dumb question, but like, what are your thoughts about what you just shared and why are you so angry?
I really hate him, but I feel like I did it to myself though,
No,
because
we're not talking about being angry at you. We're talking about being angry at him.
I hate him for letting me get like this angry and this hurt, letting me get attached to his dog, and then having to quit the job and leave the people that I love and that I have friendships with. Say goodbye to all of them, move thousands of miles away from my family and anyone that I know, just to start over because of him. And I'm sorry.
Don't be. Thank you so much for going there with me, with us. You're doing amazing, Tina. You're doing amazing.
And it's just everything that went into it, all the money that I had to spend in like moving and getting a new place. I got a dog. So all the money I spent with that, all the money in therapy, all because of him. And I hate that he let me get to this point.
Mhm.
And I just want to be able to let go of this anger and just live my life and not have him in like the back of my mind all the time, just so angry, just hoping that he just gets hurt. And his, I know it's horrible, but I don't even care that his relationship goes down in flames. And he gets exactly what he should.
Mhm.
And he doesn't deserve to be happy after everything that he did.
Mhm. He doesn't deserve to be happy after everything he did. How does that feel? I'm not asking you to change it. We're just talking it out.
It feels honestly like that's how I felt since I found out basically that like he's moved on so fast.
Mhm.
I I just wanted him to, and I still do, like I want him to get hurt. And I know that I'm not even going to be, I'm upset too that I'm not going to be there to see it. So like, I kind of wish I would see it. But
Mhm.
I know I just have to trust that karma will come back at him.
Mhm.
I'm just praying that karma will come back hard and kind of bitch slap him
Mhm.
and take him down a notch.
So do you want to own that or do you want to fight that?
I guess I never realized I was fighting it. I was always just trying to figure out how to let it go. And I guess in that I'm fighting even allowing myself to feel that because I feel like part of me, it's like it's been almost 2 years now. It's like a year and a half now out from all of it.
Yeah,
And
but it's a year and a half where you've been wrestling with yourself and like shitting on yourself of getting rid of it. And I'm telling you from experience, I'm an Irish woman. Sorry to throw any other. Karen, I know your last name. It's Irish. I don't know if you're fully Irish or raised Irish, but I'm a dweller. And I like would take me a really long time to let go. And jokes aside, I'm just, but I do think that there might be some truth to that. It's in my blood. It's like, but I think the game changer for me was, of course, you're fucking angry. Instead of everybody telling me, oh, Claire, you're just such an angry person. You've got to let this go. It's like, or I could own the fuck out of it until I'm ready to let it go. You're not ready to let it go, but you'll be more ready when you give yourself permission to just be like, yeah, I'm fucking angry today.
I can do that. I'll try to do that. Just remind myself that I'm allowed to be angry, and the only way to let it go is to let it go through me.
Ready to let it go, right? You said, how do I let go of all the anger? I'm doing the model a lot. That's the first thing you said. And I was like, yeah, because you're not ready. The model doesn't work until you're really ready to not be angry anymore or to dissipate the anger. I still think my ex is a motherfucker, but he's doing great according to word on the street and seeing his face on TV. Sometimes he's doing great. Doesn't matter because I'm doing fucking amazing. And I want, you will get to the point you're like, oh, that motherfucker. But like the best revenge truly is you to live your best life. I don't know. I mean, there's no way that my ex doesn't know that I have this business. You'd have to be living under a rock. And for all the mutual people, it's like, thanks for your inspiration and a lot of success, right? That could be some fun revenge, but I don't even care. And you will get there. And I really thought it was a problem that I was so angry and so ill physically, mentally, and emotionally, and couldn't think of anything else and couldn't talk about anything else and drove a lot of people away and all of it because I just didn't have the tools. And I was shamed by people, therapists included. And I'm not knocking therapy versus coaching. I'm just saying at that time, trying to find therapists who also shamed me for my anger. Oh, it's your anger that's the problem. Well, you're the one who tolerated it, right? We could go down that road. There is truth to that. You did tolerate some bullshit, and we can coach on that once you're through owning the fuck out of your anger. But you're not ready to move to an intentional model, and that's okay. That's a thought in and of itself that you get to own. Yeah, fuck the model. I'm not ready to do that.
Okay.
How does that feel? Does that feel helpful? And you can be honest.
No, it really does. Because now that you say that, I'm not letting myself get angry or like just let that out. I'm not, and I haven't. And I always judged myself for still being angry about it, but I just kept getting angrier that I'm still angry about it.
Exactly.
It's just circle.
And it's just really interesting because as I'm just saying, how's this feeling? Like, I'm just curious, raise of hands, how you showed up on the call like 15 minutes ago and the way your energy is now is just completely different, with your brain being like, I get to own this for a little bit. Do you guys see what I'm seeing? Raise your hand if you do. Yeah. Yeah.
And if Olivia ever wants to take that flight, I'm an hour away from Miami.
The end, we're all going to be in Miami. Fucking, or Katie, right? Katie's the one looking at Miami flights.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Fucking love it. And Katie says, and as someone who did the relocation run away from life, you inevitably delay emotion because you have to survive. The men never fucking do the move. That's great. So and I literally think it's like, I always say this about coaching. I think there's a big misconception. Sometimes people get off a call with me and they're like, I feel worse because we've dug deeper on something more painful. Or you thought, probably, tell me where I'm wrong, that I was going to like give you a tool to get rid of your anger. Did you ever think that I was going to be like, you just need to fucking own your anger?
No.
Yeah. And just by giving you that, you look brighter and lighter from what you looked 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, that it really does help.
Yeah. So now your work will be to sit with that. And, it's not going to be fun all the time, right? You're going to be like, I'm angry, go back to the fucking rage rooms, like go do whatever you need to do to get it out and live with it and, move through it and identify with it and connect with it. See where it is. Is it in your heart center? Just like keep exploring your anger and befriending your anger. And that's very different than like you like leaving the house with a baseball bat, like ready to fight, right? We know the difference between the two, but finding safe spaces to be like, I'm fucking angry and I'm going to fucking own it until I am ready. And you will, when you move through it, right? And you get to the other side, there will be more space for you to be like, all right, I feel like I've gotten that out. Let's look at some models and let's do some coaching.
Okay.
But this is coaching, right?
Yeah.
Like giving yourself permission to move through the anger, right? And then, what I mean is like thought work, right? And then shifting out of it. And we will look at your relationship with yourself and why you were tolerating it and all of that stuff, right? We can get into that, but it will be so much more accessible and productive once you're like, okay, I'm feeling a little shifted.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I want to be clear again, I still think my rock bottom ex is a total fucking asshole loser. But do you see how I'm like very matter of fact about it?
Yeah.
I
That's how I
don't
would.
think, yeah, we're not like, oh, and now I just wish him well and pray for him. No, my dad wanted me to pray for him. I was like, Dad, you go do that, you saint of a man.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
Oh, that was so good. Thank you.